Welcome back to the Seven Figure Flipping Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Whitney. I'm the CEO of Seven Figure Flipping and Blackjack Real Estate. And I want to talk about the amazing event we just did in Park City, Utah. We had like 135 of our Seven Figure Mastermind members from our highest level group come out to Park City and work on their business and not in their business. I want to give you a peek behind the curtain of what we went into. So the event was 2 days. So this is part of membership, a part of what you get to be a part of when you join the Seven Figure Flipping Mastermind. And I thought it was so good, I'd share it with everybody. So everybody comes out, flies out to Park City, Utah. Of course, we're all about faith, family, impact, legacy. We have a lot of people in our community that those are important values to them. And people brought their families. There were some babies there. And we worked on our businesses for 2 days. We had a massive announcement, which was the rollout of a real estate specific business operating system. Also with a AI companion to help you, your COO, your project manager plan. But the work we did on day one was all about working on your business. We went into the 80-20 rule, which if you've never heard of the 80-20 rule, that's where you critically think about what the 20% of things that you do on a regular basis are that produce 80% of the results. So if you go to look at any organization, there's 80% noise happening and only producing a small amount of results. And there's 20% is actually producing the majority of the results. So we had some really productive prompts and questions, and we led everybody through 80-20. We also went through some unique things like the hedgehog concept, which talks about what are you most passionate about? What are you best at? And what makes the most money across your business? We did this both for the CEOs and COOs and for their businesses to gain clarity. Then we went into one of my favorite exercises. We had the former number one EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System, business coach in the country come out and lead our members through some business operations stuff, to include going through what we call the flywheel. The flywheel is this concept from Jim Collins. He wrote the book Good to Great. And we went through an actual tailored exercise with a very specific technique to figure out which each business's flywheel was. And this is to gain clarity and focus in your business so that you're spending time on the right things, not just spinning your wheels or chasing the next deal, but actually putting clarity in place and then putting systems and processes in place. And I'm going to grab this. You guys can see, if you're on YouTube, you can see we complete with a full playbook and also a guided workbook that takes you through all of the exercises to get clarity on your business, to put the right systems and processes in place, to get your organizational chart built out with job ads and what are the key metrics for every position, what are the key roles and responsibility, what are the missions and obsessions of each seat in your business. Day one was all about business operating systems. In the morning, we went through all of those things with the elite businesses in the Seven Figure Flipping Mastermind. And maybe my favorite part, being a big numbers guy, was what we did on the afternoon of day one and into the morning of day two. So in the afternoon of day one, we went into revenue optimization. Too many people in this industry talk about deal count. Oh, I did 400 deals. I did $7 million in revenue, but they're not talking about their net profit. They're not talking about their efficiency. They're not talking about how much money the business is actually making. That's something that is important to us in our mastermind. And we went deep into every aspect of the business, from the top of the business, generating leads and finding houses to flip, all the way down to where it spits out the money for your company to make. And we talked about how you can make just a 1% change in something at the top of the business to produce a big impact at the bottom of the business. And we really went deep into the numbers on the business. We brought in probably one of the top, if not the top, fractional real estate business CMO across the country, a guy that's managing $3 million real estate business, $8 million real estate businesses, marketing, $10 million real estate business. We're talking gross profit, not sales volume, not revenue. We're talking gross profit. So these are, organizations that are doing hundreds and hundreds of deals a year. They have multiple exit strategies, and he runs the marketing for all these businesses. So he came in and he talked about the congruence in marketing, having your messaging being dialed in, the little tweaks that make the biggest impacts. And he also went through all the numbers on what industry standards are, how much the average flip nationwide is making $40,387. If you know that to be true in your business, then you can basically model out your entire business based on your goals very easily, because most things over long periods of time are pretty standardized in the industry. For example, if you send out direct mail to acquire new deals, you should be getting at least 0.5% response rate, meaning people who call you back from that mail. If you're not, that means you have a problem with your mail or your data or something like that. So that tells you whether or not your marketing is effective from a direct mail perspective. Then we went through what should happen with that minimum 0.5%. Okay, if you're getting 0.5%, how many people is that? How many pieces of mail did you send? How many phone calls did you get? 50% of those should be people who have a house and want to sell. What should you expect from conversion? So we went through all of these numbers on the second half of day 2, in the morning of day 2 with the fractional CMO. It was incredible. Guy's name's Mark. It was, it was really life-changing for a lot of businesses just to find one tweak that could literally add $100 or $200 or $300,000 directly to the bottom line of their business. Then we went into something that nobody else in our industry does, and it's called Give, Ask, Walk. And it is a really cool thing. We spent a day in small groups, 5 to 6 businesses, intimately working together, giving their best stuff to everybody else. And we have a really cool, unique format on how we do the ask. What do they need help with? And it usually ends with everybody exchanging phone numbers, especially if they can solve that person's problem directly. It's just a really, really powerful group. And then you may have seen this on our 7-Figure Flipping Instagram account or social media, but we went to Olympic Village in Park City, Utah, which has all kinds of cool stuff, bobsledding and all kinds of crazy stuff. But we did this super high ropes course, and it was comical to see people braving the high ropes and having to put one foot in front of the other to make it through. Because once you get up there, there's really no going back. I got some epic videos. If you guys want to see those, check it out on the 7-Figure Flipping Instagram page. But it was a super, super powerful event. I had one investor company from the community say, like, I literally added $200,000 to my bottom line from one conversation. The ROI is like absolutely insane. And people come. We had a friend who's been in our community for 4+ years. She had taken a hiatus. She hadn't been to an in-person event in like over a year. And she came and said, literally, I can't believe I got disconnected from the community. There's so much value here. So it was just amazing to see everybody. It's always like a family reunion when we get into these rooms and we get into these small groups and we work on real business strategy. We work on just, one little tweak that can make more money in our business, or hiring the right person, or just being more efficient on flipping houses, like project management, construction management, how to do that without having to do it yourself. So really, really powerful event. I wanted to share with you guys kind of some of the behind the scenes and what we did in Park City. And now we have our next event is in November. It's in Tampa, Florida. It's going to be almost a good majority of our community will be there, hundreds of people. If you want to come check out one of our events, now these are not public events. You don't pay to come to these events. These are member only events. If you want to check it out, definitely click on the link and talk to somebody on our team and see if you are the right fit. We wouldn't let just anybody in these rooms. Of course, that would kind of defeat the purpose. But if you want to see if you're the right fit, if you're running a flipping operation, a real business, and you're looking to get more efficient, you're looking to get more deals, you're looking to get more time freedom, hire the right people on your team, it's definitely worth a conversation. And if you don't want to click the link, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm pretty active on social media. So that's it. That's Park City, Utah, members only 7-figure flipping mastermind event. It was absolutely insane. Super, super high value. I highly recommend you get around people doing the things that you want to do. It is a game changer. It has changed my life over the last 20 years, and I'm sure it will change yours. Appreciate you guys for tuning into this one, and I'll see you on the next one.